Security and guest service personnel at Michigan Medicine play a critical role in serving transgender patients and visitors to our health system. Let's look at how security and guest service specialist personnel across the hospital can provide excellent care to all patients regardless of gender. We'll start by talking about names and pronouns.
Hi.
Hi, ma'am. Are you here for an appointment today?
No, I'm actually here to see my friend who just had a baby.
Oh, wow. Miss, can I see your picture ID?
Yeah.
Okay, Lisa, let me get a badge made for you.
Thanks.
No problem.
I actually don't go by Lisa, even though that's not on my ID. I go by Kai, and I use they, them pronouns too.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to make any assumptions.
That's okay.
Let me get a badge made for you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Addressing patients in a way that is congruent with who they are shows patients that we respect them and their identities. Because your assumptions about someone's gender may be incorrect, greet people kindly without using gender markers. If you make a mistake or misgender someone, apologize. You do not need to dwell on the mistake. A short, sincere apology is typically best. In the last scenario, the security personnel did a good job of apologizing when they misgendered Kai and used the wrong name. But let's try that again and see how those mistakes might have been avoided.
Hi.
Hi, are you here for an appointment today?
No, I'm actually here to see my friend who just had a baby.
Nice. Can I see your picture ID? I'll get a badge made for you.
Oh, sweet, thanks.
Okay,
Thank you.
there you go.
Thanks so much. Have a good day.
Have a good one.
By taking a gender-neutral approach, we are able to welcome patients warmly without making assumptions about gender. Now let's look at a slightly different scenario.
Good morning. How can I help you today?
Hi, we're gonna see my sister Ann Smith, who is admitted.
Awesome. I'll just need to see a driver's license or picture ID so I can make you visitor badges. Thank you. Thanks so much. You don't look like a Sarah.
Tom, does your ID say Sarah? Why does it say Sarah?
I don't use that name anymore, and I look different when that picture was taken.
Let me see that ID.
No, we can talk about this later.
Changing one's driver's license gender marker is a complicated legal process that many transgender individuals have not completed. So it is likely you will encounter scenarios where gender markers on IDs and gender expression are not aligned. Addressing a patient incorrectly with the incorrect name or pronouns can out or publicly expose the person and can lead to unsafe situations. In this case, Tom was outed to the person who accompanied them to the security desk, who may not have known that they are transgender. So what should you do if the gender expression of the person standing in front of you looks different than the gender expression in their ID picture, the name on their ID, or their ID gender marker? There is actually no need to comment. If you have concerns that the ID may not belong to the individual, you can ask for other identifying information like date of birth. Let's look at that scenario again.
Good morning. How can I help you today?
Hi, we're here to see my sister Ann Smith, who is admitted.
Great. I just need to make a couple of visitor badges. Do you have a license or picture ID on you?
Sure.
Thank you.
There you go.
Appreciate it. And when was your birthday?
4/5/1971.
Great. And yours as well?
4/4/2001.
Perfect. Great. Here's your visitor badges.
Thank you.
There you go. And here's your IDs back.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Let's look now at different aspects of security work. Here we look at an interaction in the emergency department. Security was called to the psychiatric emergency department for a patient who was suicidal. Security was asked to secure the patient's belongings, as the patient will not be able to keep their clothes or belongings on admission as part of hospital suicide precautions.
Hello.
Oh, thanks for coming down. We have a patient that's suicidal and we need their belongings checked.
Got it. Do you have one of those PHI stickers with the patient name on it?
I do.
Sandra Smith. Got it. I'll take care of the pat down.
Actually, his name is Sean Smith. He's a transgender man. He does not go by Sandra, but it says that on his insurance card
Okay.
and on our stickers that we print.
Okay, she thinks she's a man? I mean, should I be the one doing a security check? Because I don't know what's down there. She doesn't have a penis, does she?
I don't know. We just need the belongings checked.
The language of the security personnel stigmatized and delegitimized this patient's identity and was completely inappropriate. Questioning one's gender identity, genitals, or medical and surgical transition is not relevant or appropriate. It is also not appropriate to use the wrong pronouns to refer to a patient after having been told of their gender and pronouns. The University of Michigan has a comprehensive non-discrimination policy and does not discriminate against individuals on the basis of gender identity, gender expression, or any other legally protected basis. If you are a bystander and overhear this type of language, it's your job as a team member, regardless of role, to speak up. Discriminatory and derogatory speech and behaviors should be reported to your supervisor and are grounds for disciplinary action. If you do not feel comfortable talking to your supervisor, please contact the Patient Civil Rights Coordinator. It's your job as an employee to speak up for patients and visitors if you witness this type of behavior. Let's try that again.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Thanks for coming down. We have a patient that's suicidal and we need their belongings checked.
Okay, do you have a PHI sticker with the patient information? Sandra Smith. Got it. I'll take care of the pat down.
Actually, his name is Sean Smith. He's a transgender man. He does not go by Sandra. However, it does read that on his insurance card and on our sticker.
Okay. Have you asked Sean who he feels more comfortable with, a male or female officer for the pat down?
No, but I can.
Okay.
When transgender or gender nonconforming patients need a pat-down search, the patient should be asked whether they would feel more comfortable with a man or woman performing the search. Their request should then be honored. The security personnel in this video did a good job of using the correct pronouns and names after the nurse corrected them. When security personnel document their security report, they should be sure to use the name the patient uses and the correct pronouns. Given the role of security personnel in the care of patients in psychiatric crisis or high-tension situations in the health system, the mental health concerns of transgender individuals deserves mention. All major American medical societies agree that being transgender is not a mental health disorder, and individuals should be treated in a way that affirms their gender identity and expression. In other words, a transgender man is a man and should be called by the name he uses and addressed with male pronouns as requested. Mental health concerns endorsed by a patient should not be assumed to be related to their gender identity. Moreover, all individuals receiving mental health services have recipient rights, which include the right to be treated with dignity and respect. Acting in a discriminatory manner toward a patient due to their gender is a violation of recipient rights. To recap, security and guest service specialist personnel at Michigan Medicine play a key role in serving transgender patients and visitors to our health system. Your work is critical in helping transgender patients feel safe and welcome in our health system. In order to ensure we provide excellent care to all people regardless of gender, avoid assumptions about gendered language. Apologize if you accidentally misgender someone. Call people by the names they request to be called. Reflect this in your documentation. Speak up if you hear a colleague acting or speaking in a discriminatory or derogatory way. If a security search is needed, patients should be asked whether they would feel more comfortable with a man or woman performing the search. For those interested in learning more about gender-affirming care, resources including the World Professional Association for Transgender Health and the publicly available guidelines for the primary and gender-affirming care of transgender and gender non-binary people on the UCSF Center of Excellence for Transgender Health homepage may be of use.